What is up, family? It's your boy Prince here with another video on the markets. Today we're going to be going over Bitcoin. Of course, before we get into that, let's check out CoinMarketCap just to see where things are at today. So it is looking bloody on the streets today. Bitcoin's down just under 5%. Ethereum's 4.3% down. BNB 2.61. XRP 4.24% down. Solana 5.8. And it's pretty much the same across the board. There's not really any winners at the minute. Now, one thing that you are going to see me do often is I am going to show you CoinMarketCap, and we are going to be going over the daily movements in the charts. But what I will tell you, and I am going to sound like a broken record, is that these fluctuations in prices aren't really anything to worry about. Even if the price does go up, it's something not to get excited about, and the same vice versa if it goes down. The reason being is that these fluctuations 3, 4, 5% up or down, when you zoom out on weekly and monthly time frames, are very insignificant. So what most traders or investors get caught doing is they're chasing these small percentage gains when really the money isn't made on a day-to-day basis. It's made months, years into the future. So it's just something to keep in mind moving forward with your own investments and your own trading. Don't worry too much about these daily fluctuations. They're just a distraction. If anything, you want to be focused on the fundamentals of the projects that you're invested in, what they're building out, what utility they have, and of course the adoption of that utility. Now, I'm just going to move over to Blockworks here because this is quite interesting for anyone that is in the metaverse or anyone that isn't but is looking to look into it. Of course, Goldman Sachs, it says here, expects Apple, yes, that's right, Apple, to launch its metaverse product in early 2023. Now, this isn't the first time we've heard big companies get involved in the metaverse. Of course, Facebook's one of the more infamous ones at the minute, releasing Meta. But it's interesting enough, of course, Apple is one of the biggest tech companies in the world, arguably the biggest. Of course, they're made famous from their iPhones and their MacBooks, etc. But now they're jumping into the metaverse space as well. Now, there's no surprise. There are going to be many more businesses and organizations jumping in as well. It's predicted that the metaverse is actually going to be worth 13 trillion by 2030. At current, it's worth less than 100 billion. So, of course, these big companies, they want a piece of the pie too. So this is probably the first of many announcements. We expect to see the likes of Google entering the space as well. As many other tech giants are probably going to jump on board, as well as companies such as Nike are looking to get involved in the metaverse as well, which is interesting. So I'm just going to jump over to the chart. Let's see where Bitcoin is today. Of course, I did go over the ascending triangle formation that we were in previously a couple of days ago. As you can see, we are still range bound within that. We've actually just came back down to support, which is interesting to see. Of course, on a day-to-day basis, it's not that interesting. There's not much going on at the moment. We are waiting for that breakout. Now, I'm just going to get this tool here, mark from here to here. So we have been within this pattern for 90 days now. So this triangle has been forming for 90 days. So that's 3 months. But what does that tell us? Of course, the longer it takes, the bigger the break, right? So this is a massive triangle on the daily. And again, I'm just going to give you the target. So you can mark the technicals like this. If I pull up here, so if we go for a technical breakout to the upside, of course we'll be looking at 54,000, boom. And the downside, if we were to break out from where we are right now, you're looking at around 32,000.5. If you bring it down to here, a bit of an overextension, that would be around weekly support. So that's around 31,000. So, of course, we are still sitting on our hands at the minute, waiting for that breakout, whilst price is trying to decide which way it wants to go. Also, interesting enough, we are still under the EMAs here. They are acting as somewhat of resistance at the minute. You can see here, massive wick up, boom, rejected. And now we're floating just above this support level. So it does look like the sellers are in control at the moment. Of course, this crucial trend line here acting as support is what we're looking for if it is to break down. Just to give us some idea of where Bitcoin might be going as well, I'm just going to go over to DXY or the Dixie chart, which of course is the dollar strength indicator index. So if I just do this Fibonacci tool here from there to there, we can see that actually we are in a impulsive break to the upside. We've smashed past the 127, we smashed past the 168, and we're just floating above it now at the minute. So there's two things that are going to happen. We're either going to roll over at this point, come back down to the 1, retest that as support, or potentially we're making a push for the 2.272. Of course, if that is the case, let me just fix it up there, it's a bit untidy. If that is the case, and we do push for this, you can expect, the crypto market as well as the stocks to take a hit. Of course, the stronger the dollar is, assets become weaker because more people flock to the dollars than they do other assets. So at the minute, it does look like the dollar is gaining strength and it is moving towards that 2.272. Of course, it's got this level here, the 2 to break first. So this may be the resistance level before it does roll over. Or of course, where it is now could be the resistance and we're just seeing a bit of price action before it does roll over. But we are bullish. We're above both the EMAs, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that push to the 2.272, which would of course lead to a breakout of Bitcoin down to the 32k region. Until I do see that rollover, I'm not actually that bullish on the market as a whole. There's no reason for prices to be going up whilst the dollar is. But again, be patient, sit on your hands. If you were trading these ranges here, you would have been causing a lot of headaches for yourself because as you can see, there's huge wicks to the downside, there's wicks to the upside, there's fake outs here. It would have just been a mess. The best thing to do is wait for a market, let me get this up here, to choose a direction, and then you just follow the trend down. Follow the trend down until you reach a nominal level of support. It's as simple as that. Okay, so I am going to leave you with that today. Of course, before I do click off, I just want to say thank you so much. I do appreciate your time taking out to watch my videos, and I hope you do have an amazing day. Stay positive, stay happy, and have a fantastic afternoon. Peace.